The Trump-Pence administration takes office in 50 days, and we're about to hear from two key players. We have interviews with Vice President-elect Mike Pence and the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. But first, Donald Trump made his first public appearance since he was elected more than 3 weeks ago at a furnace manufacturer in Indiana that had planned to send more than 2,000 jobs to Mexico. Mr. Trump's intervention and tax incentives from the state have persuaded the Carrier Corporation to send only 1,300 jobs south of the border, saving 800. Major Garrett has the story.
They say it's not presidential to call up these massive leaders of business. I think it's very presidential.
President-elect Donald Trump called the CEO of Carrier's parent company, United Technologies, directly to discuss keeping the jobs in Indiana.
Companies are not going to leave the United States anymore without consequences. Not going to happen.
During the campaign, Trump threatened to slap import tariffs on companies that sent jobs overseas. But in this case, the state of Indiana provided the company $7 million in tax incentives, something states often do to keep or attract businesses. And Mr. Trump promised lower corporate taxes and fewer regulations. The publicity bang is larger than the national economic impact of saving 1,000 jobs in a labor force of 159 million. But for Carrier workers like Brian Dyson, the reaction was emotional and appreciative.
Crying, relieved, Christmas coming, everybody's heads up.
Don Kennard said it was a promise kept.
I'm very thankful that he did follow through, because he didn't have to. He could have just said that and walked away. But he really did follow through.
All this is a stark contrast to the reaction when Carrier announced in February the jobs were moving to Mexico. Not far from the Carrier plant, manufacturer Rexnord plans to move 300 jobs to Mexico. Brian Reed is an assembler.
Devastated. I can't put it in words. I mean, the 300 people I work with, things just went through my mind, and it just is just devastating.
Reed said he doesn't feel left behind.
With what Mr. Trump did, it does give a sense of hope for the American working class. I don't know that personally it will affect my factory.
At rallies during the campaign, then candidate Trump often said he and populist Democrat Bernie Sanders agreed on trade and protecting U.S. manufacturing jobs. But Scott, Sanders is very critical of this Carrier deal, arguing it will incentivize other corporations to threaten to move jobs overseas to extract tax breaks and other government concessions.
Major, there's word tonight that the Trump transition team is getting closer to naming a Secretary of Defense. What do you know about that?
That would be General James Mattis, retired Marine Corps general, formerly head of Central Command. He has two nicknames, Mad Dog Mattis and Warrior Monk, a confirmed bachelor, 66. Mattis is regarded as probably the most respected Marine of a generation or two. People often call him, not in the Marine Corps, a soldier. Marines call him a Marine's Marine. We are told the announcement could come as early as tomorrow. There's one wrinkle here, Scott. To become Defense Secretary, if you're a retired general, there needs to be 7 years between your separation from the military force and that ascension to Defense Secretary. To waive that, Congress would have to intervene. The Trump transition team has been told by congressional leaders they will do that.
Major Garrett reporting for us tonight. Major, thank you.